Environmental groups are celebrating the idea of clean long-distance flight, and defense agencies, they're making phone calls because a self-sustaining aircraft isn't just efficient, it's strategically priceless. Meanwhile, Maxwell Aerospace remains silent, letting the world speculate. Maybe Maxwell's aircraft isn't the final form. Maybe it's just a prototype, a proof of concept, or even a bold PR move. But symbols matter. And what we saw at the UAE Airshow 2025 represents more than a new airplane. It represents a challenge to the energy systems that have powered global civilization for a century. Whether this technology is ready, whether it scales, whether it changes aviation forever, remains to be seen. But one thing is undeniable. Big oil has finally felt a tremor, and the world is watching the ground for cracks. In the days following the UAE Airshow, the world found itself gently stirred by an unusual blend of curiosity and optimism. News networks replayed the silent ascent of Maxwell's aircraft again and again, each time inviting new voices to interpret what they saw. Some described it as a graceful hint of tomorrow's aviation. Others believe it was a symbolic gesture, meant to encourage a shift in how humanity thinks about movement, energy, and progress. Regardless of interpretation, the footage struck a universal chord. The desire to believe that cleaner, quieter, and more harmonious technologies could rise sooner than expected. Across major research institutions, scientists discussed Maxwell's demonstration with a careful sense of excitement. Many understood that breakthroughs often arrive quietly, not with thunder's announcements, but with subtle demonstrations that alter expectations. The aircraft became a topic of study for engineers and academics who appreciated innovation not as a challenge to established systems, but as a natural step forward in the long journey of human creativity. They debated respectfully, shared ideas freely, and began imagining the many directions such an advancement might take, whether toward enhanced energy storage systems, novel propulsion designs, or entirely new models of sustainable transportation. Meanwhile, at Maxwell Aerospace headquarters, the atmosphere reportedly remained calm and steady. The company issued no bold declarations and made no claims beyond acknowledging the successful demonstration. This sense of quiet confidence only added to the fascination surrounding their work. Observers felt that the organization preferred to let its achievements speak softly for themselves rather than chase immediate attention. This choice created an air of sincerity, making many viewers more receptive to the possibility that the project could indeed represent something meaningful for the future of aviation. The global aviation industry, known for its emphasis on reliability and long-term planning, responded with thoughtful interest rather than alarm. Airlines and manufacturers recognized that the journey toward sustainable flight will require collaboration, mutual learning, and patience. While some wondered whether Maxwell's technology could one day ease the challenges of long-distance travel, others saw potential in shorter routes, specialized missions, or hybrid systems that might combine traditional engineering with emerging energy innovations. Instead of viewing the development as a disruption, many saw it as an invitation, a chance to explore new approaches that could expand the possibilities of flight while respecting the needs of the planet. Diplomats and policymakers also entered the conversation, though with a tone of optimism rather than urgency. Environmental groups expressed gentle encouragement, noting that any advancement toward cleaner flight, whether partial or complete, would represent a gift to future generations. The idea of aircraft that glide with reduced noise and emissions inspired thoughtful dialogue about how nations could support research, encourage responsible development, and embrace technologies that bring people closer together without placing additional strain on the world's natural systems. Back at the UAE Airshow, long after crowds had departed and the exhibition halls had fallen quiet, a sense of wonder lingered. Visitors who attended the event shared stories with friends and colleagues, describing the moment they watched a slender silver aircraft lift into the sky with such delicate ease. For many, it felt less like witnessing a technological feat and more like witnessing a subtle shift in human imagination, and understanding that progress can sometimes arrive not with dramatic spectacle, but with serenity and grace. As days turned into weeks, Maxwell's demonstration began to inspire discussions about the broader purpose of innovation in our world. People reflected on how new ideas can encourage unity rather than division, cooperation rather than conflict. The idea of a self-powered aircraft, whether fully realized or still evolving, became a symbol of the soft-spoken potential within human ingenuity, a reminder that every step toward a gentler, more sustainable future begins with a willingness to explore unfamiliar paths. In the following weeks, the quiet curiosity surrounding Maxwell's aircraft matured into a thoughtful global dialogue about the nature of discovery itself. People from many backgrounds, engineers, students, travelers, environmentalists, and dreamers, began to reflect on what it means to pursue technology that harmonizes with the natural world. The aircraft gradually transformed from a simple demonstration into a symbol of shared wonder, reminding people that innovation can inspire feelings of unity when presented with humility and purpose. Within Maxwell's research facilities, the team continued their work with steady devotion. Observers from the outside often imagine the halls filled with futuristic machines, but those who knew the company understood that Maxwell valued simplicity, clarity, and calm collaboration over spectacle. Engineers and designers exchanged ideas with genuine respect for one another's visions, recognizing that progress emerges not only from invention, but also from patience and collective insight. Their focus was not on surpassing competitors, but on refining a technology that they hoped would serve humanity for generations to come. Quietly, their laboratory lights glowed late into the evenings, illuminating tables of sketches, models, and carefully instrumented prototypes that represented the next chapter of their aspirations. As the world speculated about Maxwell's plans, an increasing number of aviation experts expressed interest in engaging with the company in a spirit of cooperation. Rather than viewing the aircraft as a challenge to established practices, many saw it as an opportunity to share knowledge and explore complementary pathways. Senior engineers from several nations extended invitations for joint studies, suggesting exchanges of ideas that could lead to improvements in energy systems, advanced materials, and sustainable design principles. This atmosphere of thoughtful collaboration created a sense of global community, as if the unveiling of the aircraft had gently encouraged the industry to look ahead with renewed imagination. Governments, too, observed these developments with quiet appreciation. Instead of approaching the situation with haste or suspicion, many officials encouraged open research frameworks and peaceful scientific cooperation. They recognized that the future of aviation, the movement of people, culture, and ideas across the world, benefits most from projects grounded in transparency and shared progress. By fostering a supportive environment for technological exploration, they hope to create conditions in which advancements like Maxwell's could flourish while still ensuring safety, responsibility, and the common good. This approach brought a certain calmness to the discussion, helping the world reflect on the deeper purpose of innovation. Meanwhile, the demonstration continued to resonate with those who value the artistry of flight itself. Pilots who watched the aircraft lift from the runway described the experience not simply as witnessing a new machine, but as observing a new language of flight, one defined by quiet confidence and steady movement. Many spoke about the emotional significance of imagining skies filled with aircraft that glide with natural elegance, respecting both the environment and the serenity of open air. The possibility of such a future offered comfort and inspiration to individuals who had spent their lives navigating the delicate interplay between technology and nature. Back in communities around the world, people found themselves discussing broader themes that Maxwell's aircraft seemed to gently evoke. Some reflected on how progress often emerges from unexpected places, guided by minds willing to explore possibilities without fear of uncertainty. Others saw in the aircraft a reminder that human creativity can evolve toward increasingly compassionate forms, technologies that aim not only to achieve performance, but also to encourage balance, respect, and long-term harmony with the Earth. These reflections enriched the story, giving it depth beyond its technological significance. As the months passed, the excitement surrounding Maxwell's aircraft gradually settled into a thoughtful appreciation for what had been revealed. The world no longer viewed the demonstration as a sudden disruption, but rather as a meaningful contribution to the ongoing evolution of aviation. People began to understand that progress does not always arrive in dramatic waves. Sometimes it enters quietly, offering a soft suggestion of what the future might hold. Maxwell's creation became a symbol of this quieter kind of innovation, one that encourages reflection, collaboration, and a desire for harmony between human ingenuity and the natural world. Researchers continued to examine the possibilities opened by the aircraft, not in an attempt to replicate exactly, but to draw inspiration from the spirit in which it was presented. Universities developed new programs aimed at blending advanced engineering with sustainable principles. Young students found themselves dreaming of careers that would allow them to contribute to cleaner, more elegant technologies. Even the public, often distant from the complexities of aeronautics, felt a renewed sense of connection to the long-standing human dream of flight. Maxwell's work had sparked not only curiosity, but also hope. In the wider aviation industry, a gentle shift in perspective took place. Companies that once competed intensely now observed Maxwell's approach with admiration, recognizing the value of pursuing advancement in a cooperative manner. Conferences began featuring panels dedicated to peaceful technological exploration, where participants shared ideas openly and respectfully. Questions once focused solely on performance gradually expanded to include themes of balance, environmental care, and long-term responsibility. In this way, the unveiling of the aircraft encouraged a broader conversation about the purpose and future of flight. For Maxwell Aerospace, the journey continued with quiet dedication. The team remained focused not on public attention, but on the careful refinement of their technology. They understood that meaningful progress requires patience, humility, and a sense of responsibility to the world at large. Behind closed doors, they continued to improve their designs and study the intricate dance between energy, motion, and sustainability. Their work moved steadily forward, guided by an unwavering belief that innovation should enrich both humanity and the planet. In time, the memory of the UAE Airshow became a cherished moment in the collective story of aviation, a moment when possibilities seemed to open gently, like a curtain lifting to reveal a brighter horizon. People remember the soft ascent of Maxwell's aircraft, the quiet sky, and the feeling that perhaps the future could be shaped with care rather than force. The legacy of the demonstration was not a single invention, but the inspiration it brought, an invitation to imagine a world where technology and nature coexist with grace. And so the story comes to a peaceful close. Maxwell's aircraft remains a testament to what can be achieved when creativity is paired with responsibility, when ambition is tempered by respect, and when innovation is guided by a desire to uplift rather than overwhelm. The world moves forward with renewed hope, carrying with it a memory of a silver aircraft that rose gently into the sky and reminded humanity that the future can be shaped with calm intentions and thoughtful hands.